How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to In the Pit with Steve. My name is Steve, and we are revisiting our new friends Maximum the Hormone today with the song Alien. We checked out Koi No Sperm previously, and in the response to that video in the comments, I saw Alien pop up more than one occasion saying that, hey, maybe this should be the next song I check out by them. So your wish is my command. Consider me Kazam. God, even I get them mixed up. Kazam, I will make cheeseburgers rain from the sky and Japanese bands filter into your ears. I liked the last song. You know, there was a couple of comments that said that it was a poor choice of song to start off with as my introduction to the band. And I disagree, because that song got me interested in hearing more. So I think it was a perfect song for me to start with. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It had a variety of sounds in it. Everybody looked like they were having a pretty fun time playing it. And the crowd in the video they kind of had multiple live performances, you know, cut together for the purpose of the video. They all looked like they were having a swell time. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for us today. So without any further ado, let's get back into the pit with Maximum the Hormone. Before it goes any farther, this is great so far. I like this quite a bit. It's super fast paced to start, very fun. That riff, the section kind of carrying between the two sections, like super catchy, definitely gets you going. The video, you know, shows a pretty good idea of what a mosh pit is like. Although I will say I have since retired from mosh pits. I'm an old man. But in my time in mosh pits, both in large arenas and festivals to VFW and Knights of Columbus places where there's only 50 people there, I can honestly say I've never seen anybody start breakdancing in the middle of a mosh pit. I've seen my fair share of dancing, you know, hardcore dancing, you know, people skanking, you know, picking up the change, as I used to call it, you know, throwing their spin kicks around. I caught a nasty spin kick to the nose once. But I can honestly say I've never seen anybody start breakdancing in a pit. I mean, maybe I gotta start the trend. I'm going to a small club show in a month or so. Maybe that's what I gotta do. I gotta bring some cardboard in and just start spinning around on it, and maybe that'll get everybody going. But I'm digging this so far. This is really good. I understand why people were recommending this. This is like a really strong start to this song. I really dig it. Oh shit. That's cool. That's a cool effect. Oh god, what is the music video that did this? I can picture it in my head. Just because it's going to drive me nuts, it is. I know they get comparisons to System of a Down. It's the System of a Down video that does that effect. It's the is it Chop Suey that does? I think it is Chop Suey where they morph in and out of each other. Yeah, it is. Although they weren't picking up, I don't think Darren from System of a Down was carrying his head around or anything. But I like this. This is cool. It's interesting. They did this in the other video too, where it's a juxtaposition between the live footage and something else. And the other video is them kind of screwing around with a green screen. And in this, it just kind of goes to a straight up, you know, directed music video. It's kind of interesting. It's funny because it's disjointed in the same way that their music is disjointed by kind of smushing a bunch of stuff together. So yeah, it kind of all, it's starting to make sense. Cool. Is this like Anime Mac Tonight? Well, all right. I like how it just kind of turned into like a PSA towards like halfway through the song. And this setup right here, this is good stuff right here. I musically I really enjoyed it. I preferred this song to Koinosperm quite a bit. Not to say that the other song was bad by any stretch. I liked it, but I think this was a much better track overall. You know, for me musically, the thing that kind of stood out the most, you know, the drummer's obviously going pretty hard throughout. Guitar player's kind of all over the place. They got the dueling vocals going back and forth, and she's providing vocals as well. But honestly, the bass player, they have a really, really solid bass player that's kind of holding everything together. And I really like the way he plays. I like that they feature him a little bit, and he's a really solid player. I mean, they're all really good musicians overall. I would be hard pressed to say that anybody could listen to this, even if they don't particularly like the music. You know, I think anybody can listen to this and say, yeah, they're really talented. You know, maybe it's not for me, but they're really talented. But yeah, I dig it. You know, it gets weird, obviously. but weird in a good way. I got nothing against weird music. The music video towards the end felt a little like Cover Girl by Ongoing Concept. If you've never heard of that before, they're a metalcore band that did a song where they filmed it in an elementary school classroom. And so it had kids involved and they were screaming and playing the instruments and all that stuff. So I had a little bit of that vibe going on to it. I'll be honest, with people bringing it up in the comments, and I saw it online as well. I checked out the Wikipedia page for the band after the last video that I did, the comparisons to System of a Down. I honestly don't know if I really hear it. Maybe the more I listen to them, maybe it'll become apparent, but to me, they don't really sound the same. System of a Down certainly has songs that get heavy, but they were never playing like blast beats and doing giant breakdowns. Like there's a breakdown in the beginning of the song that sounds like it's like something out of Waking the Cadaver. Like super guttural vocals. It's not even like halftime anymore. It's like negative time with how much they slow the song down. So I don't know. Maybe just because System of a Down to the casual listener, because remember, System of a Down was essentially a pop band because they were popular at the time. They were at the top of the charts. They were very in a lot of rotation on popular music media at the time. So I mean, they were a pop act in that regard, despite playing a combination of a few different versions of metal offshoots. I guess to the casual person, to the average person that was listening at the time, yeah, I guess you could say like, oh, they're kind of weird. They mix together a few different things. They're kind of out there a little bit. But I mean, this isn't the weirdest stuff I've seen, not by any stretch. But I mean, this is way more avant-garde and kind of bizarre than anything that I at least remember System of a Down ever doing. Although I will say, I saw System of a Down on the Toxicity tour in 2001. And their set, or their stage setup at the time was just the band, playing in street clothes, nothing really crazy there, but they had this big video screen behind them and it just had porn. It was just like a bunch of porn was just playing on it. So that was kind of out there, I definitely didn't really expect that, I guess at that time, but, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just musically, I don't hear I don't really hear the similarities. I think, Maximum the Hormone is definitely kind of like their own thing, but yeah, that's going to do it for that portion. We'll be back in just a moment with some final thoughts. All right. So I had to look it up real quick. The whole Stop Winnie thing. Winnie was I don't know if it still is. This is from 9 years ago. It was essentially like the Pirate Bay. It was the song is a protest against it. So essentially don't steal Maximum the Hormone's music. They will make a video coming after you. Yeah, overall, like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than the last song that we listened to, Koino Sperm. Definitely a different side of them. That song was nowhere near as extreme and as heavy as this song was. So I'm curious to listen to more. I'm sure probably within the next week or two, I'll be listening to them again because they've got my interest. I definitely want to dig a little bit further into their catalog, and we'll do that together. So I don't really have any other thoughts. I don't have any critiques. There's nothing wrong with the song, from my taste. There wasn't anything that I didn't necessarily not enjoy about it. I thought it was a pretty overall good experience, throughout. Obviously, when you have a song that makes such hard left turns, sure, trying to make that transition can be hard as a musician. Honestly, the easiest thing to do, which is what they do in the song, is just have that hard stop and just move into the section. Don't worry about trying to blend them two together in some weird marriage that doesn't really work, because you are really making a hard stop sonically. It makes sense to just do it that way and just move on. So I applaud them for their decision to do that, because I think that's the correct decision from a writing perspective on how to handle something like that. Is the thing that it's difficult to remember sometimes or realize, especially if you've never played music, is, as goofy as this kind of stuff can be, as silly as it can kind of be, people I think would listen to this song, watch that video and see that hard turn there in the middle where it goes into a totally different style of music and it's got clean singing and this whole thing. And you got to remember that during the writing process, like that's a conscious decision. They, as musicians, came up with the song structure and have to make these very important decisions on, okay, how do we get from A to B to C to D in this song and make it fit as a whole. It's an over 5-minute long song. So the beginning of the song sounds totally drastic than the end of the song. How do we get there? And, you know, those are really interesting decisions from a songwriting perspective. I'd love to hear what their thoughts were. You know, how did this come apart? Did that end section come first? Like, okay, let's start off really heavy and get there at some point. Or did they have this really heavy song and was like, hey, maybe we could tack something really weird onto the end of it? I'm curious from a songwriting perspective how their process was for arranging the song. But that's going to do it for me. Thanks for hanging out and getting back into the pit, and we'll see you again real soon.